Monaco GP, Red Bull reveals why Verstappen retired, Hamilton fires back at penalty claims. A dramatic Monaco Grand Prix delivered more than just action on track. Red Bull has finally explained the mechanical failure that abruptly ended Max Verstappen's race, while Lewis Hamilton has publicly challenged the circumstances behind a controversial FIA penalty. As questions continue to swirl after the race, both stories have become major talking points heading into Barcelona. Red Bull confirms cause of Verstappen's Monaco retirement. Red Bull has disclosed the reason behind Max Verstappen's shock retirement from the Monaco Grand Prix, revealing that a power unit issue developed before the race had even properly begun. The Dutchman started the weekend looking capable of challenging near the front of the field after an impressive qualifying performance. However, trouble emerged during the formation lap, leaving Verstappen powerless to defend his position when the race got underway. According to Red Bull team principal Laurent Mekies, the problem originated within the engine and rapidly worsened, giving the team no opportunity to save the race. "It was an engine-related issue. We have identified what happened," Mekies explained. "The problem appeared during the formation lap, and there was no realistic way for us to recover from it." The team boss acknowledged the disappointment of losing a driver who had shown exceptional pace around the streets of Monte Carlo. "We can only apologise to Max. The performance he and the team extracted from the car this weekend was outstanding, so it's extremely frustrating to see the race end that way." Fortunately for Red Bull, Verstappen was already scheduled to receive a fresh power unit before the Spanish Grand Prix, meaning the retirement is not expected to compromise his next outing in Barcelona. While Verstappen's afternoon ended in frustration, teammate Isaac Hadjar delivered a positive result by securing his first podium finish for the team. Red Bull working on long-term solution. Although the team believes it understands the source of the failure, Red Bull admits that a permanent solution has not yet been finalized. Mekies stressed that engineers are still evaluating the best response to ensure the same problem does not reappear later in the season. The retirement was particularly painful given that Verstappen had entered Monaco with one of the oldest engines on the grid and had managed to remain competitive throughout the weekend despite the challenging circumstances. With a new power unit arriving in Spain, Red Bull hopes the setback will remain an isolated incident rather than the beginning of a reliability concern. Hamilton rejects Monaco penalty accusations. Elsewhere in Monaco, Lewis Hamilton found himself at the centre of a different controversy after receiving a 5-second penalty for exceeding the pit lane speed limit. The FIA determined that Hamilton had crossed the limit by just 0.1 km/h, one of several similar infractions recorded during the race. Despite the official ruling, the Ferrari driver strongly disagreed with the penalty and insisted he had done nothing wrong. "I wasn't speeding," Hamilton said after the race. "The pit lane limiter was activated the entire time. I've driven into this pit lane for many years and followed the same procedure I always use." Hamilton suggested that the issue may be linked to the way speed is measured through Monaco's narrow pit entry, rather than drivers deliberately exceeding the limit. "I was genuinely surprised when I heard about the penalty because I never went above the speed limit. It seems to be related to the line you take and how the distance is calculated." The 7-time world champion also pointed out that several drivers were penalised under similar circumstances, raising questions about whether the monitoring system should be reviewed. "A lot of drivers got caught out by the same thing. It's definitely something that needs looking at, because penalties like that can completely ruin a race." Ferrari star maintains momentum despite controversy. Fortunately for Hamilton, the penalty did not significantly damage his final result. The Ferrari veteran still secured second place behind race winner Kimi Antonelli, marking his second consecutive runner-up finish and continuing a noticeable improvement in form. The result elevated Hamilton to second place in the Drivers' Championship standings, his strongest position in the title race for several years. While Antonelli extended his championship advantage with a 5th consecutive victory, Hamilton left Monaco encouraged by Ferrari's progress, even if he remains unconvinced by the FIA's decision regarding his penalty. Focus shifts to Barcelona. With Monaco now behind them, attention immediately turns to the Spanish Grand Prix. Red Bull arrives determined to bounce back after Verstappen's reliability nightmare. while Ferrari hopes Hamilton can continue building momentum after another strong performance. The Monaco weekend may be over, but the debates surrounding Verstappen's retirement and Hamilton's penalty are likely to follow Formula One all the way to Barcelona.